there's a prayer that makes the enemy of our souls absolutely panic. And most Christians have no idea they possess this kind of spiritual firepower. What I'm about to share with you has literally changed the trajectory of countless lives, and it's been hiding in plain sight this entire time. Now, before you start thinking this is some mystical formula or secret incantation, let me set the record straight. This isn't about magic words or perfect pronunciation. It's about something far more powerful and far more personal. You see, the prayer hell can't stand to hear isn't found in some ancient manuscript or spoken in a dead language. It's actually the simplest prayer you'll ever pray. Ready for this? God, I surrender. Now I know what you're thinking. That sounds too simple, right? But here's what the enemy knows that we often forget. Surrender is the one thing that strips away his greatest weapon against us, our pride. Think about it this way. Every battle Satan wages in your life, every temptation, every discouraging thought, every moment of spiritual warfare, it all hinges on one thing: getting you to believe you can handle it yourself, that you're strong enough, smart enough, capable enough to figure it out on your own. But when you genuinely surrender, when you mean it from the depths of your heart, something shifts in the spiritual realm. The enemy loses his grip because you're no longer fighting on his terms. You're stepping into God's strength instead of relying on your own. This is exactly what happened to Chuck Colson, the former White House counsel who went from Watergate conspirator to prison ministry pioneer. His transformation didn't begin with him trying harder to be good. It began the moment he genuinely prayed those two words, I surrender. In his book, Born Again, he describes how that prayer of surrender became the turning point that changed everything. Here's what makes this prayer so devastating to the forces of darkness. It's not about your performance, your worthiness, or your ability to get your act together first. It's about letting go of the illusion that you ever could. When Jesus taught us to pray, Thy will be done, He wasn't just giving us nice words to recite. He was showing us the pathway to victory. Because here's the truth that hell doesn't want you to discover. God's will for your life is always better than anything you could orchestrate yourself. Now, I'm not talking about passive resignation here. Biblical surrender isn't waving a white flag in defeat. It's recognizing who's really in charge and aligning yourself with the winning team. It's the difference between exhausting yourself, swimming against the current, and letting the river carry you to your destination. Think about the most successful people you know in ministry. Leaders like Rick Warren, who built Saddleback Church. Not through his own brilliance, but through daily surrender to God's purposes. They'll all tell you the same thing. Their breakthrough moments came when they stopped trying to control outcomes and started trusting God's process. But here's where most of us stumble. We want to surrender the big, dramatic moments, but hold on to the small daily details. We'll pray, God, I surrender my career, but then stress about tomorrow's meeting. We'll say, I surrender my relationships, but then manipulate conversations to get our way. True surrenders is a daily choice. It's waking up each morning and saying, God, this day belongs to you. My plans, my expectations, my agenda, I lay them at your feet. It's choosing His wisdom over your understanding in real time, moment by moment. The enemy knows that a truly surrendered believer is unstoppable, not because of their own strength, but because they're tapped into an infinite source of power. So here's my challenge for you today. Stop trying to be strong enough and start being surrendered enough. That's the prayer hell can't stand to hear, because it's the prayer that changes everything. If this message stirred something in your heart, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. What's the hardest thing for you to surrender to God right now? Your vulnerability might be exactly what someone else needs to hear.